He's a bigwig, and he kind of gets credited with like transforming the organization into the fundraising powerhouse that it is today.
Yeah, he basically like rebranded the IDF in the late 2000s, which is kind of interesting. This is a quote from one of the profiles on him. Like some other Israelis in the United States, Shabtai sensed how to take advantage of American Jews' penchant for romanticizing Israel and Israelis, and used his business savvy to market his native country's soldiers to a rapt audience. So he like was one of the first, I guess the story is like he was throwing this huge fundraiser. Like he turned it into like a very big society event in Manhattan.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's like at the Waldorf, he hooks up a satellite feed from, and this, at the time, I guess Israeli forces were still occupying southern Lebanon. And so he hooked up a satellite feed to the occupation, to the, I don't know, fucking like rich ass New Yorkers in this, ballroom
Precisely.
in the
I
Waldorf.
watched the video of this happening. The whole thing was filmed.
And they're just like, oh my God, both at the technology and also like whatever kind of footage they're seeing. He also was a big fan of reaching out across the aisle, as annoying people in the lamestream media like to say, here to the evangelical community, inviting Pastor John Hagee of Christians United for Israel. Now, he was also just in the news because he was invited to speak at the crazy Zionist protest march that they had in D.C., and it was like a total scandal that he was up on the stage because this is a guy who has like fucking said that Hitler was sent by God to get the Jews back to Israel.
Yeah. It's
which McCain himself, like that came out, and McCain, when he was alive, was like, well, that's too much for me.
Yeah, it's like I think now a lot of people do understand that like a lot of the Christian love for Israel is like certainly not a Christian love for Jew. It's like
no, it's because they'll bring on the apocalypse.
They'll bring on the apocalypse.
Yeah.
And so like in that like estimation, then the Holocaust was in fact a positive event because it precipitated the founding of the state of Israel.
That's literally what the evangelicals believe.
This is like a sort of shocking opinion when said out loud and like shorn of this context, and obviously within context it's also a shocking opinion. But like it's an honest one that I think a lot of support for Israel comes from these evangelical Christians that like people just like kind of don't grapple with. They're like, well, we'll take them.
Well, friends of the IDF will.
Jeffrey Epstein.